Good morning, everybody! Happy Friday! Yes, it's Friday. Every time you see me in my lovely red, you know it's a Friday, baby. Welcome, everyone. We're currently streaming live in Lenasia South on Attenville TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal. And if you want to enjoy the conversation with me, interact with us in studio, you can do so by commenting at the bottom of the screen right there. I know you can see it. Yeah, it says live chat. Or if you want to hashtag it anonymous, you can WhatsApp us on our WhatsApp line 074-660-5829. You'll find the contact details at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. Alright, so today's going to be a full jam-packed show and a full hour of fun. As on the Crack of Dawn, that's what we do. And we always open up the show with Wackhead Simpson. He's got his senseless survey as always, his pranks. And then we're going to talk about Japanese horror films based on true stories, which is actually quite interesting and scary. Alright, and then not forgetting, because it's a beautiful Friday, we've got lots of music entertainment to keep you guys happy and vibey, good vibes rather, wherever you might be, whether you're at work, whether you're at college or school, or even at home. If you're at home and you're a housewife, I hope you're enjoying this show. I hope you got your cell phone watching me, watching a show in the kitchen, or you got a nice stand, or you could just use your salt and stand your phone up there and watch the entire show. Well, I hope everybody had a good birthday yesterday. There was lots of happy birthday wishes on the Journey show, which happens at night or towards the evening rather. And don't forget, towards the end of the show, you're going to have an extra laugh because we have a stand-up comedian, Auntie Sheila from Durban. But before we get to it, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will have Wackhead Simpson's prank ready for you to laugh. Enjoy.
Rich taste that says you've arrived. Uyingakar. Living a life of illusion, leaving your finances on the rocks. In this world of Bazotina Bantu, do you want a bank that takes your money, or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back, guys. If you just joined us, you are streaming live with us in Lenasia South on Attenville TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera Heeralal, as your host. And if you want to join the conversation and interact with us in studio today, you can do so by commenting at the bottom of your screen. It says live chat there. Use it. Even if you're just saying hi, even if you're just saying great show, even if you're saying hey, bad show, it's fine. I love the interaction with the public, as this is a growing channel. Alright, so let's open up this show as promised with Wackhead Simpson's senseless survey.
Good morning, thank you for calling Holiday Inn Express Cape Town. We are speaking.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Agent 31962. I'm calling you from the Census Bureau. I just need to ask you a couple questions for your country. It won't take very long at all.
Yes.
Ma'am, have you stopped today to appreciate the fact that you have a tongue?
No.
Have you ever missed a relative's funeral because you were binge watching something?
Oh, wow.
No, I wouldn't do that. I can always watch a repeat or something.
Did you know that taking the stairs is the healthiest way to avoid chatting to your co-workers?
No.
Are people with first names named after expensive objects like Porsche, Mercedes, Ruby, usually quite trashy? Think about it.
Like Zinhle in Xhosa or any, usually they don't look like that pretty.
Is the only way you get dirty in bed is if you spill your ice cream?
I'm not sure now.
Do you think that at some point in your life you could have been the drunkest person on earth?
No. I don't drink that much.
If you drink half a Powerade, will you get the full energy for half the amount of time, or half the energy for the full amount of time?
I'm not sure. I don't usually drink Powerade.
Ma'am, have you ever eaten a Chinese dish that had any cheese in it?
Yeah.
Let me think now.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know that you never realize quite how explicit your music is until your parents hear it in the car?
I don't play any music if they are like older people around.
Do people over 55 think that Ariana Grande is a font?
I think so, yes.
If you had a pet pig and it died, would you be comfortable knowing that the grieving process would be quite delicious?
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, she was really sweet.
Whack it, Simpson, everybody. Every morning you get his senseless survey right here on Attenville TV. I love the Crack of Dawn show, and I love, well, Whack it Simpson, Darren Simpson. If you guys know him, I'm sure you listen to 94.7, and well, I enjoy that every single day. Stay tuned, stay exactly where you are. We're going to be talking about, well, Japanese horror films and the true stories that they're based on. We'll come back straight after this.
I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Oh, because you're mine. Because you're mine.
Welcome back, you crack of dollars. That's what I'm calling you from now on. You are a crack of dollar. If you're watching the show, you are a crack of dollar. All right, we're currently streaming live in the nation south. If you just joined us, and hello, welcome. If you are new and you're watching the show for the very first time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already. I'm your host, Kimera, Heeralal, and I hope you're gonna enjoy the rest of the show. All right, so full hour of fun. Let's go. All right, so we're looking at. Okay, I got Aiden Hansen from America. Okay, he's helping me out with the show today. So thank you so much, Aiden, if you are watching it now as we're live. All right, so we're talking about Japanese films based on well, true stories, true scary stories, and based on movies as well. Okay, so if you've got a movie that you know about and you watched it, it was a Japanese kind of movie, you're welcome to share, even if it's not Japanese, sorry. You're welcome to just interact with us in studio today and share your thoughts and your experiences with bad movies. Like, look, for instance, I'm going to tell you one of my scariest moments and moments I won't forget. Quite embarrassing, but I don't mind. I'm over it now, so I've healed from it. Okay, so I had a movie called, it's not a Japanese movie, it's a thriller actually. It's a good story. I don't know if you guys know the movie called What Lies Beneath with Michelle Pfeiffer. Guys, I was underage when I was watching this movie. My aunt and her boyfriend took me to the movies on a school night when mom and dad weren't around, and we got into the movie theater. And I remember on a weekday it's not busy at all. And then we went to the Glen, and we're sitting in the movie house. Okay, obviously the boyfriend got us the tickets. Obviously I'm underage. So we got in and we're watching this movie, and it's a great story, a great, very, very disturbing story, and sad too. And you won't believe it, there's this part of the movie where the person that got murdered, her ghost was lurking around and haunting the person that killed her. And she was trying to let that gentleman's wife know that she's still around. And she wanted the truth to come out because her death was hidden. The cause of her death was hidden. And she was taunting this man, haunting the woman that was living in the house of the killer. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the fact that, you know, the way that she comes to show herself, you see her face in the bathtub in one of the scenes. You won't believe it, guys. Before I had a shower, the normal shower in my bathroom, I had a bathtub with a shower. And if water's left in the bathtub, you can obviously see your reflection when you bend over. Now, in the movie, the lady that bends over to the water, she sees a little face right next to her. Now, I, for a whole week with my auntie Tracy, hello Tracy Governor if you're watching the show. You remember this, right? So whenever I bent over to the water, I would actually, before I see anything, I would run out of the bathroom. It was just a phobia and a fear of something being next to me in another realm. So yeah, that was quite scary. Being a kid and all of that, yeah, it was quite frightening. Anyways, having your bad experiences of movies and films, you're welcome to comment at the bottom of the screen. I'd like to hear from you guys. Alright, but anyway, coming up with the top 5 dark Japanese horror films based on true scary stories. Today it's being hosted by Aiden Hansen. Well, he comes in at number 5 on Joan the Grudge.
What's up, guys? I'm Aiden, and if you know anything about me, you would know that I love movies. More specifically, horror movies. I'm talking Insidious, Halloween, The Shining, Alien, my personal favorite, Scream, Friday the 13th. You name it, I've probably seen it. And as a self-proclaimed horror expert, I can say without a doubt that some of the best horror I've ever seen has come from the land of the rising sun, Japan. And what I love about so many of these Japanese horror movies is that so many of them are actually based on true stories, or at least folklore. Just knowing that the events of a horror movie are things that someone actually lived through just adds so much to the fear factor of these many different films. So here's my list of the top 5 dark Japanese horror films based on true scary stories. And no worries, I'll avoid spoilers so you can watch these yourself. At number 5 is Ju-on the Grudge. Quick disclaimer, I'm not Japanese, so don't expect any perfect pronunciation. Feel free to correct me in the comments though. Ju-on the Grudge, released in 2002 and directed by Takashi Shimizu, is a movie part of the Ju-on movie franchise, which explores the terrifying consequences of a vengeful curse. Known for its chilling atmosphere and fragmented storytelling approach, the film has left an indelible mark on the horror genre. The narrative of The Grudge is split up into pieces, presenting a non-linear sequence of events that revolve around a cursed house in Tokyo. While some find this form of storytelling to be a little confusing, I like it because it keeps you engaged, you know? Anyway, the film delves into the horrifying tale of Kayako Seiki, a woman who becomes a malevolent spirit after being killed by her husband Takeo, along with their son Toshio, in a gruesome event that ended in him taking his own life. He killed his family after he came to believe that Kayako was having an affair. Jealous much? And so the spirits of all three are bound to their family home as manifestations of just pure hatred and rage, hence the name The Grudge. The movie is characterized by its eerie and unsettling ambiance, often relying on subtle scares and psychological horror rather than relying on excessive gore or jump scares. The use of unconventional narrative techniques, like overlapping timelines and interconnected character arcs, contributes to the film's disorienting and disturbing atmosphere. The origins of Kayako's story can be traced back to an old Japanese myth known as Onryo. Onryo roughly translates to vengeful spirit, and refers to a ghost that inhabits the living realm in order to seek revenge for their mistreatment they experienced in their past life. There are many tales of Onryo that exist within Japan, but the one which stands as inspiration for The Grudge is Oiwa. Oiwa was a young woman, deeply in love with her husband, Tamiya Lemon, despite the fact that he was cheating on her. But when Oiwa's father discovered his infidelity, Lemon killed him and later killed a pregnant Oiwa too. During his marriage ceremony to his new bride, Lemon lifted her veil only to see Oiwa's disfigured and rotting face. In shock, Lemon beheaded his new bride, setting off a series of supernatural events. Oiwa's vengeful spirit began to haunt Lemon relentlessly, driving him to madness and causing his eventual death. The Grudge went on to be a major success, spawning several sequels, franchise installments, a trilogy of American remakes, a Netflix series, and in 2020 they made another American Grudge movie. So if you couldn't tell, The Grudge is a certified classic.
From uplifting to downright horrific, here are some Japanese films that are not based on real life stories. I got a few, but I'm going to tell you that ones that are, right? Now, sometimes these best movies are based on true stories. I will share with you which ones though. Now, after all, there are plenty of movies and TV shows out there that take inspiration from real life. Whether it tries to be factual as possible or take specific elements from different events, some true stories can also be quite stranger than fiction and so out there. Now, no filmer can possibly actually pass up the opportunity to make a film out of it. Now, excuse me. For these reasons, many filmmakers have dipped their toes into adapting real stories into movies and series. Now, and for some works based on true stories, the tales told can be country specific, like Korea or the UK, for example, right? Now, giving viewers a look inside another culture as well. Now, Japan is no stranger to having an array of movies based on true stories. After all, Japan is known for having the scariest cinema, finding inspiration from some of their terrifying folklore. From uplifting, downright horrific, here are the Japanese films. Alright, there's a film called, please forgive me if I butcher any of these pronunciations as I'm English speaking, right? There's a movie called Hachiko. This was made in 1987. Now, the movie Hachiko, also known as Hachiko Monogatari, was based on a real Akita dog of the same name in Tokyo in the early 1900s, who waited at the Shibuya train station for his owner each day for around 9 years, unknowingly, that he died. Okay, now fans of the animated sci-fi comedy Futurama might already be familiar with the Hachiko story from the show season 4, episode 7, titled Jurassic Park. Right, now which played homage to the dog story by having fry dogs go through a similar situation. Anyway, Hachiko clearly struck a chord with audiences, as the tear-jerking movie was highest grossing film in Japan of the year. In 2009, a remake, Hachi, A Dog's Tale, would follow up with Hachiko's story, this time being made and taking place in America. Coming in at number 4 with Aiden Hansen, Gozu.
Next up at number 4, Gozu. Released in 2003 and directed by Takashi Miike, Gozu is a surreal and mind-bending Japanese horror comedy crime film extravaganza that delves into the realms of the bizarre and the grotesque. Known for his provocative and unconventional filmmaking, Miike crafts an unsettling narrative that blurs the lines between reality and the supernatural, leaving audiences both perplexed and intrigued. Gozu follows Minami, a Yakuza enforcer, as he embarks on a strange and nightmarish journey to hunt down his missing colleague, Ozaki. The film's narrative takes increasingly bizarre turns as Minami encounters a series of eccentric characters and surreal situations in a seemingly mundane town. As Minami's search for Ozaki intensifies, the film's surrealism deepens, leading to a climax that defies traditional narrative conventions. At the heart of Gozu lies a real urban legend that serves as a central motif in the film: the cow-headed man. The legend of the cowhead is a macabre and unsettling tale that plays a significant role in the movie's strange atmosphere. According to the legend, a cow's head appears mysteriously and malevolently in the dreams of those who have angered it, and it is said to possess and drive people insane with fear until their deaths. One story tells of a school teacher who, while on a camping trip with students, decided to tell the legend of the Gozu to his students as a fun, scary story. But when he began the story, his eyes went glossy, his face expressionless, and he told the story as if some mystical force had taken over all his senses. When the teacher came back to his senses, he found himself sitting in the bus they took to the camp, crashed into a ditch. All of the students inside had fainted and were frothing from their mouths, sweating and shivering. While everyone survived the crash, the events that took place make for a chilling mystery about a man possessed by Gozu, the cow-headed man. The film's use of the cowhead legend adds layers of complexity to its narrative, infusing it with cultural symbolism and unsettling imagery. As a result, Gozu stands as a testament to Takashi Miike's unique and daring approach to filmmaking. It makes for a pretty crazy horror movie too.
Grave of the Fireflies. This was in 1988, guys. Now, Grave of the Fireflies is one of Studio Ghibli's more heart-wrenching types of movies. Now, taking place in Kobe, Japan during World War II, by the way, the film tells the story of how siblings Sieta and Setsuko care for each other and survive in final months of the war. The film has earned much recognition over the years and has been hailed by the renowned late film critic Roger Ebert as one of the greatest war films ever made. The movie also sparked 2 live-action adaptations, one in 2005 and the other was in 2008. Now, Grave of the Fireflies is based on a semi-autobiography short story of the same name by author Akiyuki Nosaka. Nasaka's story was about his experiences during and after the firebombing of his hometown in Kobe in 1945. Now, during the war, he ended up losing his father and his two sisters. Nasaka's story was written as an apology for his sister Kiko about her death. However, Nasaka's experiences aren't the only thing the animated film is based on. According to an article in Fresh's Life, director Asoa Takahata included his memories during the World War II in the movies, such as in the air raid scene. Coming in at number 3, Teke Teke.
Coming in at number 3, Teke Teke. The story goes that Teke Teke is the vengeful spirit of a young woman who was tragically sliced in half by a train while trying to escape from a creepy assailant. Her gruesome demise gave rise to her admittedly funny name, derived from the sound she makes when she crawls over to you on her fingers. Teke Teke. Teke 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 Teke. Can't tell if that's creepy or silly yet, to be honest with you guys. But the spirit of Teke Teke is said to haunt lonely and dimly lit places, moving with incredible speed on her hands, emitting that Teke Teke sound as she approaches her victims. Those unfortunate enough to encounter her face a grim fate, as she mercilessly slices them in half with a scythe, mirroring her own tragic demise. The horror movie of the same name was made in 2009 and capitalizes on the fear associated with the ghost. It follows a group of high school students who become entangled in the horrifying mystery surrounding Teke Teke after they witness a gruesome killing. As the students dig deeper into the legend, they find themselves pursued by the malevolent spirit, leading to a series of gruesome and terrifying encounters. So, if you guys are ever alone in Japan and hear that haunting Teke Teke noise, run as fast as you can. Because even though she's lacking in the leg department, Teke Teke moves really fast. Teke.
Nobody Knows, a film in 2004. Now, please forgive me, Hirokazu Koreeda's Nobody Knows is a film based on a real-life incident in Japan known as the Sugamo child abandonment case that happened in Tokyo's Toshima ward, and in which a mother abandons her children, leaving them alone in an apartment for 9 months. Now, the children would eventually be found by the Sumago police, though sadly, one of the siblings would be found dead due to an assault caused by one of the children's friends. Now, similar to the case Nobody Knows, is the name of the movie, follows a group of siblings as they try to survive alone after their mother doesn't come home one day after this. And this is the story that ends on a somber note, quite sad. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue with dark Japanese horror films, which is based on true stories. When we come back,
look at slide 4.
Becky, don't lose your cool. Think of the quarter pounder. It will taste like sunshine on a rainy day. Oh, so make it a day, the quarter pound away. Da 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 da.
welcome back, everyone. Please excuse me with my manly vocals and my blocked nose as we are changing seasons into the springtime. Feeling a little fluey, but hey, it's fine. I'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll all be fine. You know, we just need to look after ourselves and have some ginger milk in the night. Yeah? Alright. For those of you just joined us, you are a little bit late, but thank you for joining the show. We're currently streaming live in the Nation South on Attenville TV. You are watching the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal. Alright, let's check out our Japanese films, right? So today's topic is Japanese films based on true stories. Now, I found a movie called Hula Girls, which was made in 2006. Now, Hula Girls tells the real life story of how back in the mid-60s, a group of girls saved their small coal mining town, from economic downfall by learning to hula dance to attract tourists. Now, due to their efforts, they helped to launch the Joburg Hawaiian Center, known as the Spa Resorts Hawaiians, and hula dancing has continued to be one of the theme park's main attractions. The heartwarming film about the real-life grit coal mining town, Hula Girl has earned a lot of praise and awards, such as the winning Best Film Award at the Japan Academy Awards in 2007, according to Spa Resort Hawaiians. Coming in at number 2, The Ring.
Anyway, at number 2 is The Ring. By far the most iconic movie on this list, Ring, released in 1998 and directed by Hideo Nakata, follows investigative journalist Reiko Asakawa as she attempts to uncover the truth behind a cursed videotape that leads to the death of anyone who watches it 7 days later. The movie masterfully blends psychological horror and supernatural elements, creating an atmosphere of suspense and terror that has inspired just about every movie on this list. The movie's success lies in its ability to evoke primal fears, particularly the fear of technology and the unknown. In a rapidly modernizing world, the concept of a malevolent force being transmitted through a video taps into contemporary anxieties surrounding technology that are still prevalent today, 25 years after the movie's release. The story is based on a deadly ghost by the name of Okiku. Okiku was a servant whose primary duty was to look after 10 highly valuable golden plates owned by the samurai that she worked for. One day, the samurai, madly in love, but very misguided, hid one of the plates and told Okiku that if she didn't agree to be with him, he would blame her for stealing the plate, which would lead to her execution. Okiku, cornered, decided to jump down a well, ending her life. From then on, her ghost would crawl out the well and appear to the samurai on a nightly basis, tormenting him. She was regularly heard counting those golden plates in the dungeon, going into a fit of rage and violence whenever she realized that 10th plate was missing, which it always was. The imagery of crawling and the idea of this rage coming out when the ghost finishes counting inspired filmmakers to create the character of Sadako, the ghost in the movie, and is what helped make this movie the horror staple that it is. Ring's profound impact on the horror genre in both Japan and globally helped spawn sequels, prequels, remakes, and a cultural phenomenon known as the Curse of Sadako, named after the film's vengeful spirit.
My Darling is a Foreigner. That movie was made in 2010, guys. Now, My Darling is a Foreigner is a funny rom-com, okay, set in Tokyo about the relationship between Japanese manga artist named Saori Ogura and the American named Tony Laszlo, and all the cross-cultural experiences that come with being an international couple. The film is based on the experiences of the real-life Saori Ogura and her relationship with her husband from the manga series of the same name. Now, in fact, some of Oguri's drawings from the manga are featured quite a bit in the film. I think you should check it out. I'm going to check it out a bit later. It's called My Darling is a Foreigner. Coming up next at number 1 with Aiden Hansen, Hanko of the Toilet.
Topping it off at number 1 is Hanako of the Toilet. And yes, that is the actual name of the movie. Hanako of the Toilet, released in 1995, is a Japanese horror film that delves into the eerie and unsettling urban myth surrounding the titular ghostly figure. Rooted in Japanese folklore and contemporary true urban legends, Hanako of the Toilet captures the fascination with supernatural entities that occupy everyday spaces, striking a chord with audiences' primal fears and morbid curiosity. The urban myth of Hanako is a popular and enduring legend in Japanese culture. The story typically centers around a young girl named Hanako who is said to haunt school restrooms, particularly the third stall of the third floor girls' bathroom. Yes, I know, very specific. Hanako is often portrayed as a ghostly figure dressed in a red skirt, lurking in the restroom and waiting to interact with those who dare to call her name. Different versions of the myth exist, with variations on how Hanako met her demise and the nature of her interaction with those who seek her out. Hanako of the Toilet brings this urban legend to life on the silver screen, capitalizing on the fear of the unknown and the uncanny. The film follows a group of students who decide to investigate the legend of Hanako, leading to a series of chilling and supernatural encounters. The movie's setting in the school, a place associated with safety and innocence, serves to intensify the sense of horror as the young students confront the ghostly presence that dwells within the restroom. While Hanako of the Toilet brings the legend to life cinematically, it also adds its own spin to the story. The film expands upon the story, delving into the backstory of Hanako and her connection to a tragic event. This narrative depth adds layers to the horror, providing audiences with a more intricate understanding of the ghostly figure and the circumstances that led to her haunting presence. And because I can, here's a bonus movie. Sadako vs. Kayako. Released in 2016, Sadako vs. Kayako is actually a crossover movie between The Grudge and The Ring. The plot is essentially that there's these two women, both cursed by these two different ghosts, and instead of just sitting there and dying, they come up with this scheme to get the spirits in a room together and make them fight. The film garnered mixed reviews and not much success, as it doesn't really combine the two stories very well together. It all felt like a jumbled mess. However, it's still a pretty fun watch if you don't want to take it seriously, because it's just two iconic Japanese ghost girls duking it out. What better way to spend your Friday night, right guys? But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. But in all seriousness, see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Well, these were great movies and great ways to explain to you. Thank you so much, Aiden Hansen from America. He gave us his top 5 dark Japanese horror films based on true scary stories. Thank you so much, Aiden. Nice to always have you on the show. All right, let's talk about a movie called Flying Colors. Okay, this was made in 2015. Now, Flying Colors is based on true experiences written by Japanese author and educator Nobutaka Nobutaba. And his 2013 novel about his student Sayaka Kumasha and how she managed to pass her entrance exam to get into the Ko University. Now, the movie says pretty faithful to Tsukuda's novel and even downright keeping some of the first names of the people mentioned in the book according to Eastern Kicks. Now, many fans of the movie have praised it for its motivational message about overcoming adversity and encouraging positive teaching methods. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show on the Japanese films based on true stories. If you have anything to say or comment, you can do so by commenting at the bottom of the screen right there where it says live chat. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got lots of musical entertainment for you to keep the vibes positive and happy on this beautiful Friday. Welcome back, you crack of dawners. Welcome to the show. If you just joined us, you're a little late, but it's fine. You're streaming live with us in Malaysia South on Attenville TV. I'm your host, Kimera Heeralal, and today I'm keeping you well entertained, baby, because it's a Friday. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let's do this. Okay, great entertainment coming up. Now, everybody knows Hollow. It's according to my director, this is actually a game. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake. For all you gamers, I know what you're gonna do. Pum, 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 pum. Alright, so today it's being covered by Crystal and Francis from Italy. They have the orchestral cover. Check this out. the game Final Fantasy 7 remake, the song called Hollow. Right now you just saw Crystal and Francis from Italy covering this version for you and doing it in an orchestral cover. So yeah, beautifully done. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick break. When we come back, lots more entertainment for you on this beautiful Friday morning. Straight after this.
The rich taste that says you've arrived. Uyingakar. Living a life of illusion. Leaving your finances on the rocks. In this world of Bazotina Bantu, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back, my crack of daughters. You're currently streaming live with us in Malaysia South on Attenville TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. And if you want to join the conversation and interact with us in studio today, you can do so by commenting at the bottom of the screen. Or if you want to hashtag it anonymous, you're welcome to use our WhatsApp line, which is there, and you can find it at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. Alright, coming up next, as we're keeping you well entertained with great music on the Crack of Dawn, is a song called Rude, and today it's being covered by Galvin. Well, Dylan Galvin from United States of America, and he's doing the magic cover. Let's check it out.
Saturday morning, rolled out of bed, put on my best suit, got in my car and raced like a jet, all the way to you. Knocked on your door, my heart in my hand, to ask you a question, 'cause I know that you're an old-fashioned man. Can I have your dollar for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. Said I never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend, but the answer is no. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway, marry that girl. Marry you anyway, marry that girl. No matter what you say, marry that girl, and we'll be a family. Why you gotta be so rude? Rude. I hate to do this, you leave me no choice. Can't live without her. Love me or hate me, boys will be boys, standing at the altar. Oh, we will run away to another galaxy. You know that she's in love with me. She will go anywhere I go. Can I have your dollar for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. Said I never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend, but the answer's still no. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway, marry that girl. Marry you anyway, marry that girl. No matter what you say, marry that girl, and we'll be a family. Why you gotta be so rude? Oh, can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. You said I'll never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend, but no still means no. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? I'm gonna marry you anyway, marry that girl, no matter what you say. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? I'm gonna marry you anyway, marry that girl, no matter what you say. Can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, cause I need to know. You said I'll never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend, but no still means no.
Dylan Galvin from United States of America performing for you rude this morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Dylan. That was awesome. I think it was pretty cool. Very relaxed track. Hey, it's Friday, baby. We're gonna pick it up a bit. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, you are a little late for the show as we are streaming live in Lenasia South on Attenville TV. You are watching the Crack of Dawn. You know this, right? And for those of you who don't know me, Kimera, Heeralal, baby. Coming up next, but before we get there, let's take a quick break. We'll come back straight after this commercial break. Welcome back, guys. If you just joined the show, you're very late and I'm very angry with you. Okay, no. Let's do this. So you can make it up to me if you're late. Please click on the link again after the show and watch it completely from the start to the end, and then I'll be satisfied. And then it counts as a view, yeah? Alright, for those of you just tuned in, you're still tuning into, Attenville TV. We are streaming live in the Nation Sound, and you are watching the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. Okay. Now, it is a Friday, so please excuse my tardiness. Alright, let's talk about your fun facts, since that's what we do towards the end of the show, and I like learning and I love teaching. Okay, so did you know the blob of a toothpaste on a toothbrush actually has a name? Okay, and it's called Nurdle. Nurdle. So you're gonna nurdle your toothbrush. I'm gonna tell my fiance in the morning, I'm nurdling my toothbrush. Does it sound right? Is that using it in the right context? Anyway, they say it's called a Nurdle, and there was once a lawsuit over which toothpaste company had the right to portray this. Yeah. Okay, another fun fact. Dolphins have names for one another. If you didn't know, now you know. Okay, now according to National Geographic's, dolphins use a unique whistle to distinguish between different members in their pod. Same as us, yeah? Alright. Okay. Did you know the shortest commercial flight in the world is in Scotland? regional airline Longanair flies between the islands Westray and Papa Westray. The journey is just about 1.7 miles and takes about 90 seconds. Why the hell would you fly? Anyway, all right, we've got Basil Wesley James coming in on Facebook, and he says, "Good morning, all." Good morning, Mr. James. Thank you for joining the show. I know you're a very busy man, so that explains why you're late. I can't shout you for that. Thank you so much for joining the show and supporting the show, Mr. James. It's much appreciated. All right, another fun fact. Did you know there's only one shell garage actually shaped like a real shell? Did you know that? Okay, there was actually there was 8 built in the 1930s, right? But only one remains in North Carolina. All right, another fun fact. Did you know the Eiffel Tower was originally intended for Barcelona? I did this on another show, I even remember, but I had to do it again. Okay, so the Spanish city thought it was too ugly, just so you know. So Gustave Eiffel pitched it to Paris instead, and then the French critics weren't too chilled either, or thrilled rather, but it's one of the most famous landmarks in the world today, and I know you know that. Yeah? Alright. Here's the last one before we cut to the next song. Did you know that there's an ant species unique to the New York City? It's called Manhattans. Okay, biologists found them in a specific 14-block strip of the city. Quite cool. All right, guys, keeping you well entertained with positive vibes on this beautiful Friday morning. Let's check out Justin Timberlake's. Everybody knows that song, "Cry Me a River," right? Cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, okay. I know, my mom told me to keep my day job. I like singing in the shower though, it's quite fun. Alright, coming up next, Justin Timberlake's "Cry Me a River" being covered by Marcella from the Netherlands. Check it out.
You were my sun, you were my earth, but you didn't know the ways I loved you. No, so you took a chance, made out of plans. I bet you didn't think that they would come crashing down. No, you don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him. Now there's just no chance with you and me. There'll never be. Don't make it sad about it. You told me you loved me. Why did you leave me all alone? Now you tell me you need me when you call me on the phone. Girl, I refuse. You must not make a views with some other guy. The bridges will burn. Now it's your turn to cry. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Oh yeah. Oh. The damage is done, so I guess I'll be leaving. Oh. The damage is done, so I guess I'll be leaving. You don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found it from him. Now there's just no chance with you and me. There will never be. Don't make it sad about it. Go on and just, baby, go on and just. Oh, baby, cry. Don't wanna cry no more. Cry me. Cry me, cry me. Cry me, cry me.
The damage is done, so I guess I'll be leaving. Oh, Marcel, baby girl! You kill that song. I'm a big fan. I am a big fan of Justin Timberlake, firstly, and I'm a very, very, very big fan of the song called "Cry Me a River," as I connect to that track emotionally. So yeah, all of us do. We all have that one song that triggers a certain memory from your past or a certain situation where you were hurt, and then this specific song got you through your times. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, Marcella from Netherlands, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful performance, lovely, beautiful, perfect delivery. I'm like almost speechless. Look what you've done to me, Marcella. Beautiful. Very talented young woman, guys. Check her out again. If you missed the show, if you missed the track, you know you're allowed on the YouTube channel to scroll back to watch something again over and over and over, right? Or you can just click on the link that was sent to you or that you found right now and watch the show again and again. Alright, so coming up next, but before we get there, everybody knows Auntie Sheila from David. Okay, before we go there, let's take a quick break. I need to breathe and have a drink of water. We'll come back straight after this.
Rich taste that says you've arrived. Uyingakar. Living a life of illusion, leaving your finances on the rocks. In this world of Bazotina Bantu, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back, my crocodiles. That's it. Well, you are still streaming live with us in Lanesia South, baby, on Actonville TV. Yeah. This is the Crocodile Show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. And if you want to interact with us in studio today, please comment at the bottom of the screen, as that's how you do it. Or if you want to hashtag it anonymous, you're welcome to find your contact, our contact details rather, at the bottom right of your screen right there. Yeah. You can use the WhatsApp line, as I've got that phone next to me in studio. Okay. Now, everybody's been waiting for this part of the show. It's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. And who helps me with the closing the crack of dawn? Auntie Sheila from Durban, guys. She's talking about The Boy Is Mine. Check it out.
You need to give it up. I had about enough. The boy is mine. Darlings, you know, the other day I witnessed something that was just so disturbing. I said, oh God, on Let's Talk with Auntie Sheila, we're gonna talk and we're gonna sort this problem out. You know, darlings, there's too many of these little chihuahuas that come around, and you know, I call them these little Tervia mundas who think they can come into our homes and break our homes. You know, darlings, the other day I was standing and I was watching this lady, married woman, darling, Bottu, Tali, everything, and she's fighting with one little tramp on the road and saying, oh, you have no right to steal my man. My darlings, don't you ever put yourself in that situation, okay? Because let me tell you something. Nobody can steal your man, darling. Your man goes willingly. And let me tell you something. And this is also a message, darling, to all the chihuahuas. They would think they can run around with their little, their little high heels dipped in gold dust and steal our man. Who gave y'all the right to waltz into our homes, our happy homes, like a little Avalakshmi and break up our good homes? And I don't know what y'all think, but y'all try and glorify y'all's, ways and say, oh, I do seva, I can do this, I can do that. No matter how much seva you do, darlings, no matter how much good you think you do, no matter how much you fall and break, you still want bloody Tervia. You want Tervia who broke a home. And no matter what you may think of yourself, you're a first-class Tervia. That's all I got to say. And to the woman, never fight for your man, darling. You know what your motto must be? If you want to go, don't go, fuck off. That's what you all must say. So this message, darling, I want to say to all the women is, maintain your respect and dignity. We women must stand for each other. To all the little chihuahuas out there, y'all better keep it in your pants. Because if y'all don't keep it in your pants, I'll sew it with a needle for y'all to keep it in your pants. And to all the bloody men out there, if y'all have a woman, respect that woman. That is your main Lakshmi. You will never succeed in life if you disrespect. You'll always be unhappy if you hurt your wife. And let me tell you something. To the girls, to the wives, if ever your man is messing around, this is what you must say, darling. Beyonce put it beautifully. So don't you ever for a second get to thinking you hear a place up.
Auntie Sheila, guys! Hey, men, don't disrespect your woman, your Lakshmi. You'll always be unhappy if you disrespect your Lakshmi. Love it. Thanks, Auntie Sheila, for joining us on the show. I really enjoy that. Actonville TV is always happy to have you. Thank you so much. A very big thank you to Basil, Wesley, James for interacting with us in every single show and supporting this channel. We are truly grateful to have you as a viewer. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for today. Don't forget to join me later this evening at 7 o'clock tonight. We are going live on the Journey Show. That show is about culture. So I'm not as crazy as this on that show. You know, you can't, huh? You know, the Indian people, hey. And Dishila will tell you, respect yourself. This is a crazy show called The Crack of Dawn. It's a variety show for all different views and cultures and all different types of people. This is a variety show. The Journey Show, however, I have to be a little bit more humbled and more respectful manner and delivering, well, education on Hinduism. So any show that has culture involved, I can't be my crazy self. You know, some people are going to say, "Ooh, look at that one there, how she's performing and talking about God, eh?" Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for today. From myself, Kimera, Heeralal, have a blessed weekend, have fun. We'll do this again on Monday. Bye-bye for now.